Welcome to Strip Talking, a podcast from stripwalking.com.
I don't understand this Whopper situation.
I did not eat tuna in college, despite my best efforts.
A branch of the Branch Davidians, David Cornish.
It's what brings fun to Vegas, math.
Usually that's one of the things that really comes naturally to you is insulting me.
All right, Jeff, you're the podcast expert.
Spider pig, spider pig.
Nobody's going to care. Mom's not going to care. She's glad I'm hydrating.
Don't put words in his mouth. Put monster burgers in his mouth.
We can still be friends.
I don't think so.
I don't know that I'll respect you as much.
I don't know that we can respect him at all.
Take your ketchup meat back.
In this episode, Mike gives his wife a tire rebate for their anniversary. The Strip Talking Food Hall of Fame is founded. Jay proposes buying your own gift for Christmas. Greece can't get enough of Strip Talking, Gen Z Storytime, and Points to Ponder.
Here are your hosts, and maybe.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Strip Talking Podcast, brought to you by stripwalking.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jay, as you know. No Jeff with the G tonight, but Mike's here with me. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Getting a little deja vu since this is the second time we've recorded this episode.
Yeah, that record button is right there to push, but still got to push it.
Yeah.
Consider it a warming up the voice. No, I couldn't even go play Pokemon today. Big Pokemon Go update this week.
I didn't even know that was still a thing.
It's huge. I'm one of the top level players in our area. No big deal.
That tells me it's not still a thing.
When mid-40s white guys are still playing it, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or when you've achieved top of.
True.
Yeah, there's always somebody that's above you.
When did I start? I think I started 2017. Right when it stopped being popular. Yep.
That's when it stopped being popular?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's on the downhill slide.
It's probably when it hit. So that was 7 years ago when it hit. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
I celebrated my anniversary recently.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When, Google brings up picture memories or whatever, there's been a lot of pictures of your wedding showing up.
Yes, because you were in it.
I was in it, and way thinner back then.
Me too.
Strangely. But yeah, how long ago has that been?
I don't really know.
I can't remember either. Google, tell me.
Somewhere between 15 and 100.
Yep, that's fair. I assume you got your wife a beautiful gift.
Beautiful is, yeah. I got new tires recently, and that was not the gift.
That wasn't the gift, right? Okay.
Side note, I think my last set lasted for like 10 years. Well, okay. I don't know if lasted is the word. Stayed on for 10 years.
Lasted, yeah.
Yeah. I like to swap tires about as much as I like to get new wardrobe items. Not very often.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'm in that boat too, honestly.
This vehicle, though, it's basically me driving 2 miles to work and home. It's not like we're out on the highway or anything.
Sure.
At least that's what I tell myself when I run them bald. But I finally broke down, and these tires, they sent me a $40 gift card rebate or something. So I presented that to my wife for her anniversary. I thought it was a very nice gesture.
Okay.
She was a little suspicious that it said BF Goodrich on the...
Okay, so you went with cash.
Yeah, well,
that's
sort of cash.
Cash, but with more restrictions.
Cash adjacent, yeah.
Right.
I've given far worse gifts though.
Okay.
Birthdays and anniversaries. Once there was a moldy cake left over. She just made a cake and it had sat on the counter for a couple 3-4 weeks and gotten moldy, and I think I took some frosting or something and wrote happy birthday on there, and She didn't find that. I thought it was pretty funny.
It's pretty good.
Pretty creative. Yeah.
You're not really the cake decorating type, so that shows
No,
effort.
no, it's just funny. Just
Although I'm sure you
yeah.
had to mail in for this rebate gift card, so that's effort too.
The tire place did it, so
Oh,
not really.
okay.
My favorite one though is, and she thought she got mad, pretty mad at the time, pretty mad, very mad. But she loves to tell this story now, and so do I. So I see it as a win. She had got a birthday card from I don't remember if it was her brother or sister or mom or dad, one of my in-laws,
Okay.
and I intercepted it in the mail and opened it and crossed their names out and wrote mine, gave it to her.
Okay, that's funny.
That's what I'm saying.
As long as
She
you like obviously cross them out.
Yes, it
Yeah.
wasn't
See, that
like
makes it
I
funnier.
used AI to make it look like it was me. It was
Exactly.
very obvious, and she could still see who it was actually from.
Exactly. See, that makes
So,
it better.
yes, I thought it was hilarious. She was pissed about that.
Oh, she knew what she was getting into when she married you, so
Yeah,
that's on her, truthfully.
right,
Let's be
exactly.
honest.
Yeah,
Well, happy anniversary.
thanks. $40 of almost cash. It's the way to go.
That's one way to go.
It's a way to go.
It's a way to go.
It's not as good as cash.
Knowing your wife, I assume she expected a bit more.
If she did, that's on her at this
Okay.
point.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I think she was a little ticked too because that the night before she had tried to go buy me a card, and I shut that down because I
Yeah.
can't stand.
Cards are
I think
horrible.
cards are such a colossal waste of money,
Yeah, I agree. Literally worthless.
and they're not that cheap anymore. They're sometimes almost $10.
Yeah, which is so dumb. And maybe I'm just jealous that I'm not the guy that came up with cards and thought to sell pieces of paper with flowers on them or whatever for outrageous amounts of money, but yes, I am in the cards are stupid arena myself.
And don't get me started just on like giving gifts back and forth and Christmas in general. I'm not a Christmas hater, but
I'll tell you what my family switched to, and I'm going to recommend this for all. We call it Big Randy Christmas. My dad's name is Randy, Big Randy Christmas. All the years grown up, my dad was like, just like we're talking here, giving gifts back and forth is dumb. This is crazy. Why doesn't everybody just go out, buy what they want, bring it to Christmas, and show everybody? Then you always get what you want. Everybody's happy. Then we have a whiskey, and that's it. That's Christmas.
no gift cards.
No gift cards. Nope, because you don't need them. No gift receipts because you don't need them. You have what you want. You know it's going to fit. You know it's the right size. You know it's the right color because you bought it. It's good for retail industry. There's no returns because you're not going to return it. You know you want it. You bought it.
Does the retail industry not want returns?
Well, it's just more paperwork. You got to restock it. A lot of times it comes back damaged. You end up.
But people that come back to return, don't they probably shop again
Mhm.
then?
All right, good point. There's probably an uplift number there. Yeah, good point. But I think retail in general would like it if people just bought what they wanted and what they wanted to keep the first time too.
Yeah, and just bought more of it.
Right, true. But so that's what we do now. Big Randy Christmas. Every year we go shopping for ourselves, get what we want. You can spend however much or however little you want. There's no restrictions, no budget. You don't have to spend $20 on everybody and make sure it's
Wait,
even.
wait, wait, wait. You can spend as much as you want?
Sure, absolutely. Why not? It's your gift.
So your wife could say, like, I want a new house, and just go buy a new house?
It'd be tough to bring that to Christmas, but I suppose it's technically possible per the rules. There is published rules.
Oh, there is published rules.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? Where are they published?
Facebook page, Big Randy Christmas. Search for it. Big Randy Xmas, I think it is. No, it's Big Randy Christmas spelled out.
It's not Xmas. You're not taking the Christ out of Christmas, as my mom would say.
I think the direct link to it is Facebook/Big Randy Xmas. But if you just search for it on Facebook, it's Big Randy Christmas. Yeah, and go to the About section. All the rules are listed. There's only 5 rules.
Why don't you read them to us?
Okay. The rules for Big Randy Christmas. Everyone must bring a gift to the event in which gifts are to be presented, herein referred to as the gathering. This gift is for yourself, not for giving to others. By bringing your own gift, you always know that it will be the right size, the right color, the right thing, period. That is the point. Number 2, you must bring your gift to the gathering, show everyone, then you may do whatever you please with your gift. It's your gift. Number 3, gifts should be wrapped. This wrapping is an attempt to keep the gift a mystery from everyone else at the gathering rather than the recipient. This wrapping also makes the gathering look more like a traditional gift exchange, only more sensible. Number 4, gift receipts are not allowed. To reiterate, a Big Randy Christmas gathering. At a Big Randy Christmas gathering, your gift will be the correct gift, so no gift receipt is necessary. And number 5, you can give yourself money if you want, but it's kind of cheating. All right, number 5 was kind of the throwaway rule, but that's it. That's the rules.
Yeah, that is kind of cheating, I would think. That or a gift card. If you give yourself a
Right.
gift card.
No, then you just no offense to your anniversary gift, but then it just appears that you phoned it in. You phoned in Big Randy Christmas.
Oh, I didn't phone in my anniversary gift. I put a lot of thought into that.
Right. No, the tire dealership phoned it in for you.
Touche.
Big Randy Christmas. It's the way to go. Buy your own gift.
That is, yes. But the house wouldn't work because you have to wrap it. Right?
That's true. That's a rule. That is a rule to wrap it. And like the rule said, that's just to give the impression of a traditional gift exchange, but only more sensible.
So the limiting factor basically is you have to wrap it and be able to carry it to wherever the
True.
Christmas event is being held.
But I can see someone buying a car and putting the big bow on it or something. I wonder where you get those big bows.
They do it in the car commercials all the time. Has that ever happened in real life? Ever?
At a Big Randy Christmas?
No, like ever. Does anybody ever buy a car and put a giant bow on it and like their wife doesn't know about it?
Yeah. How do you keep that secret?
Yeah.
That's the fishy part. Maybe the dealerships have those big bows. You think they just have a room of them where they
maybe an upcharge.
Oh, they charge for them. Totally. That's never happened in my house.
Big Randy Christmas. I'm going to join that group right now because that makes a lot of sense to me.
Highly recommend. It's my kids' favorite Christmas. They get to shop for themselves. We do give them a slight budget.
I was going to say they don't have to pay for it themselves though.
Well, they should, but that's a different story. That'd be called a Big J Christmas if everybody bought their own freaking gifts instead of my credit card. That's all I want for Christmas. People use their own credit cards.
Someday, Jay, someday.
Jesus, I hope so.
Probably not ever, really, but
probably not.
No.
Anyway, yes, I encourage everyone, discuss it with your family. Now's the time of year to discuss it. Discuss changing your family gatherings to Big Randy Christmas style. Change your life. It'll change your life.
I like it.
You know what I got last year for Big Randy Christmas? New beer kegs. Were sweet.
That's right. Because you brew your own beer, right?
Yep. Brew my own beer, make my own wine.
But yeah, more importantly, you make your own wine. You do a lot of winemaking. A lot.
That's kind of
maybe
where
I
started.
Shouldn't say that.
Everything is within legal federal consumption limits. Everything's within the rules.
Really?
Yep.
You have that much wine and it's all within the rules?
The federal rules are for home production are so many gallons per year. I don't even remember how much. It's a couple hundred.
How many bottles of wine do you have right now, do you figure?
Let me check the wine inventory system. Should have had that pulled up, sorry.
Or you could just estimate.
No.
Jay, a software writer.
Yeah, wrote a
Me?
little software for tracking the inventory. Currently, there are 1,075 bottles of wine in the cellar, which is also the craps table room.
Yes, because you build your own craps table.
That's correct. It's located in the wine cellar. It's pretty sweet. We should get some pictures of that up. Maybe we already did, actually.
We did
Yeah.
one picture's on, I believe, episode 5. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful picture of your craps table, and you can see some of the wine bottles around
Thank you.
behind it.
Thank you.
It's well
It
lit.
is. Yeah. Yep. Installed special lights. When I built the craps table, put special lights in straight above it, pointing straight down, spotlighty sort of thing, so that it would light the table up nice.
What's the winery called?
Under the House Winery.
What's the story behind that?
So good question. The former house that we lived in, which is where I started making wine, wasn't a very big house, but it had a large kind of crawl space under half of it, I guess. It's like a split level house thing. Anyway, so that's where we stored it all after we made it and put it in the bottles and all that. We would literally store it under the house.
Nice.
And the temperature was pretty consistent down there, kind of cool, and those are two important factors for aging wine properly, so it actually worked out perfect. And other than my fat ass having to crawl under the house every time I wanted to get drunk, it really worked nice. So that's where the name came from. We actually stored wine under the house.
And it's still really technically under the house.
Well, I've carried that brand full. I mean, it's in the basement of the current house, so it's under most of the house. Yeah, under most of the house winery. Yeah. under a good portion of the house winery.
Do you still do competition barbecue?
Yes, we're hitting all my hobbies tonight. This is fun.
We're learning about Jay.
We haven't done a lot of competition since COVID. COVID kind of shut them down, but they're all going again now, of course. But pre-COVID, we did a bunch, and we've done some little stuff since then. Nothing like sanctioned or anything, but like official events. But yeah, before COVID, we did a bunch, and two grand champion calls, and quite a few, first and second places too, or second
No
and third
big
places.
deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. Just a couple grand champs.
Quite a few that we didn't win a damn thing at, but we don't bring those up. It's fun. It's a different world than it used to be, because there's a lot of, I guess, what I'd consider backyard cooks, backyard chefs, barbecuers, but they have like legit equipment. You can get some legit equipment these days. It's not just a bunch of people going to drink beer for a weekend while they cook stuff like it used to be. It is for real competitions now.
So you don't have legit equipment? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I have pretty fair equipment. I really, if we were to get back into it full time or do it heavy again, I'd probably want to upgrade a couple things. But yeah, the smokers we have are, I would consider, pretty legit. Yeah, I cook, just backyard wise, I cook mostly on pellet smoker, just because it's easy and fast. But purists will roll their eyes, but a lot of competition people are on pellets these days too.
Eggs? Do people use the egg?
You'll see some green eggs around. Yeah, they were super popular for a while. Maybe have dropped off a bit now, but well made, good brand, hold the heat really well, pretty transportable if you're having to drive a long ways. Some of the super serious people have big motor homes and RVs that they take all their barbecue stuff in. We never had that, so it was all back of the pickup sort of stuff. So portability is important for us, for amateurs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I never have had a green egg, but a lot of people love them.
I've got a pellet smoker, and probably am the worst pellet smoker you've ever seen.
No, you can't mess it up.
You just throw it in there and
wait a long time. Yeah. Super easy. I'll teach you. Okay.
Maybe you can teach our audience someday, one of these episodes.
Okay, we could do a live cook. That'd be sweet.
We could do a YouTube video.
To be fair, it's like say it takes 10 hours, like 9.5 of it are waiting around. So it's going to be pretty boring.
Well, then it's a half-hour YouTube video. It's perfect.
That's true. We'll cut out the middle part.
Maybe we can get Paige Sporonic to be on it.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Maybe.
Of course, she'll probably have a restraining order against Jeff by then.
Yeah, she should if she doesn't. I'd recommend it.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, really.
What else we got to talk about? So I was digging through the statistics, I guess you'd say, of our podcast. One of them says that we rank in the top 150 in Greece for places and travel on the Apple charts.
Excellent.
Actually, we've been there for quite a while. We've probably been as high as, I think we were at 30 something at one point.
Jeepers.
Now we're down in the hundreds, but
well, we'll get back.
I don't know. The Greeks seem to love us.
I can see why.
You can?
No. I do love Greek food, but
yeah, I don't know any Greek food.
Yeah, you do.
Euros,
baklava, shawarma. I don't know if shawarma's
I don't know what baklava is, but I like saying it. It sounds cool. Baklava. Since we have seemingly so many Greek listeners, or maybe we just have a few, but that's all it takes to get on those charts. Or maybe those charts are just wrong.
I said shawarma. Shawarma's not technically Greek. Cut that out so I don't sound stupid. It's Middle Eastern. Anyway.
All right. So, thank you to our Greek fans out there.
Ευχαριστούμε όλους τους Έλληνες φιλάθλους μας.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greek. Thank you, Greece.
I believe, according to Google Translator, that says thank you to our Greek fans.
I hope it does. I hope it doesn't say something dirty.
Or maybe we just cursed them out. I don't know.
Right. Google's playing some crazy trick on you.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you to our Greek fans.
Yes. I'd be happy being big in Greece.
Absolutely.
I mean, at least it's not Mexico or something. We got to cut that out, don't we?
Probably cut that.
What place could I choose that's not offensive? At least it's not Britain.
California? Florida?
I don't know. Moving on.
Yeah, we should have baklava to celebrate.
We should like get. I don't really know anything about Greece. I'm trying to think of something Greek, but I'm just drawing a complete blank. We could get shirts.
we could get Grease shirts, but like Grease the movie.
I thought Grease stains.
That would be funny.
I could easily grease stain a shirt.
Yeah, I got 100 of those. Well, thank you, Greece.
Yes. Well, let me play it one more time.
Ευχαριστούμε όλους τους Έλληνες φιλάθλους μας.
It's a very, very lovely language.
That is. Sounds beautiful.
Baklava. Have you been following this money glitch thing?
The Chase Bank deal?
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit about it. I can't say that I've been following it, no.
Honestly, I can't say that I have either. But from what I gather, I first saw some stuff on Twitter /X of like lines in New York City at Chase banks based on some of the posts. It seemed like people were lining up to try and get take advantage of some sort of money glitch, they called it. And they were at ATMs.
Gotcha.
And I didn't even investigate it at that point, but at some point I came across what I believe was what they were doing, which was they would write a check to themselves, deposit it through the app, like a fake check for like $30,000, or not, well, it's a real check, but for money they don't have.
Okay.
And then while the deposit's pending, they would go to the ATM and take the money out.
Gotcha.
And they thought that this was going to go through, and they were going to get away with it. Like, it just baffles me, the stupidity of people.
I don't know that I'd call that a glitch so much as fraud.
Exactly.
And yeah, Chase is gonna know.
Actually, when I learned how they were doing it was an article explaining that a lot of these people now had like negative $30,000 bank accounts.
I would assume so.
Couldn't do anything.
They patched the glitch, and suddenly you're filing bankruptcy. Yeah,
Well, they just basically took the money back.
sure.
Said, yeah, you're not getting any of your other money until you give us our money back. And maybe the people don't care. Maybe they didn't have anything in their bank. They're still going
Right.
to prosecute. They're going to you sign up with a bank account. You give them your social security number,
Yeah.
and you're
They know who you
yeah, they know who you are exactly. It just seems I can't believe people are so stupid. But there's so many of them that are this stupid. Like,
are. There is. It might be okay. Different take on it. What if it's a play by Chase to make millions of dollars in overdraft charges? Because they'd be charging for that.
that's brilliant.
Hmm.
And they make plenty in fees and charges already, I think.
Yeah, they do. They have to. And people are extra stupid when it comes to money stuff.
Yeah, well, just crazy in general. Like, look at that Mirage thing when they're shutting that down. And
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
trying to hit those jackpots. People are just going nuts
Crazy.
over that. Or Jeff's story about the lady getting really, really pissy when she thought he was taking her chips at the craps table.
Yeah.
Money just makes people not nice for one
Next
thing.
level. Next level stupid, though, too.
Right.
Speaking of taking chips, I did have a very brief run to the local casino this past weekend
Yes.
in Council Bluffs, Iowa, to be specific.
You went to Iowa, which is a lovely state to visit.
Lovely state to go, what is it, half mile into Iowa to get to the casinos. That's about as far into Iowa as I like to go. Lovely state to visit, yes. I was over in Council Bluffs watching one of my buddies play in a band that he's in called Gladys Kravitz. If you are in the Omaha area and happen to see them advertised, really good rock band.
Do they know any Chevelle?
I bet they do, but they did not play any that night I was there. Sorry.
How would you know if they did? You wouldn't
I don't know.
recognize the songs anyway.
I was just trying to make you feel better.
Maybe all their original songs were Chevelle songs. Maybe they were a Chevelle cover band.
They could have been. They could have been. I will ask for you to be sure.
I don't think you will.
I don't think I will either. Anyway, the brewery they were playing at, the bar they were playing at, which made very great beer, by the way, was in the same parking lot as as my favorite casino there in Council Bluffs. So had a little trip over, little walk over.
Which one was that?
The Horseshoe Casino.
The inland one, and it's not on the river.
The other two are technically riverboats, I suppose, but
That one's landlocked.
yes, it is. For the record, the riverboats are pretty landy as well, but
I don't know. I'm not that good with the history. I know at some point they had to actually go out on the river, but I don't know how long ago that was. They don't go on the river. They're on the river, but they don't leave the dock and go out on the river anymore.
No. Yeah, they are technically on the river, tied up pretty tight to the shore, though, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty cool. I don't know. The riverboat thing's kind of awesome.
Is Harris? Harris is still a boat?
I'm pretty sure it is. Don't quote me on that. I'm looking now.
It just seems like they're like Ameristar still has the walkway where depending on the height of the water, you could have to go to the right or you can go straight in. So it's obviously a boat, but I don't think, Harris is just right in the front entrance, right?
I'm going to find this out.
This is a thrilling podcast.
You might be right. I honestly never go to Harris.
I don't really either, but you walk in and they've got that whole Sturco stuff and Guy Fieri's and it's all built around it. I just don't see how it could be a boat anymore.
Yeah. Looking at aerial shots on Google Maps, definitely not a boat. The Ameristar is.
Yeah.
But Harris is not. It's right on the river, like literally
Mhm.
you could jump into the river from the window, but it's not a boat. You're right.
I'm sure people have.
I guarantee that's happened.
Why why didn't you go to the new Warhorse Casino in Omaha? Just opened.
That is a great question. And embarrassingly, I did not think about it or even probably didn't even really know it was open yet.
I think it just opened a week or two ago.
Dang
It's
it.
right there, kind of centrally located in Omaha by that Funplex, I
Yeah,
think it is.
it's a perfect spot for where we usually are in Omaha.
Right.
Way better than driving clear to Iowa, I tell you that much.
It's not hard to get around in Omaha, but
No, not at all. Interstates everywhere. It's a very, very fast town to get around, quite
it's
honest. But
the largest sports book in Nebraska, though,
holy moly. I'm going.
which
I'm
really
going.
isn't saying much either. It's completely ridiculous, the have to bet in person rule in Nebraska, though. Come on.
Sure.
We talked about this the first time we recorded this podcast. But the reason that the gambling got legalized in Nebraska was everyone was just crossing the river to Iowa.
Sure. All that tax dollars
So
floating down the river.
what's everybody doing now? They're driving across the river to Iowa, pulling up their phones and making their bets, and then
Correct.
driving back to Nebraska.
Yep, that's correct. I think Missouri's the same way. You can't do it in Missouri, but you can in Kansas.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure.
That
So
sounds like something stupid Missouri would do.
yeah, so if you're down there for a Chiefs game or whatever, yeah, you got to drive over to Kansas, which isn't that far away, but
No, right
to
across the river.
to make a bet and then go back to the Chiefs game, I guess.
And we're recording this on the eve of the Chiefs season opener.
That's true. The Chiefs, yep, first win of the year coming tomorrow.
Go Ravens. Playing the Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't like to root for people to get injured, but
Oh, here we go.
could Mahomes just give us a year off, really, to give somebody a chance?
No.
Maybe not his ACL, maybe just his MCL or something.
Something light. You don't want to see that happen. He's fun to watch. He's good for the sport. Everybody loves to make fun of him because they all hate him because he's better than they are.
I like that he likes the Nebraska quarterback.
I did see that.
Looks exactly like him.
He tweeted about it even, didn't he?
Yeah. Called him Lil Cuzzo or something.
Yeah, something like that. That's pretty big shout out for a college boy.
Yeah. I'll give him props for that.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not the whole season. How about he just gets injured for the playoffs?
No, not acceptable. I don't want to see anyone get injured.
I'm sick of the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. I'm sick of it. They are the new Patriots. I hate them.
I can see the Patriots reference. I hated the Patriots during their heyday.
You are the Patriots now.
As a Chiefs fan, we had quite the drought since Super Bowl I?
As a Titans fan, they've never won it, and they've only made it once.
Good point.
And that quarterback got murdered by his mistress. So, what were you telling me about drought?
It is a tough argument to make with a Titans fan.
I haven't got through that documentary yet completely. There's a documentary on Netflix about Steve McNair.
Too sad to watch.
Killed. Well, it's about his getting killed by his mistress.
Yeah.
Lesson there is make sure you pick the right mistress.
That's true. Hope he didn't give his mistress a $40 gift card on her anniversary.
Shit.
Anyway, long story short, I did get to go to the casino. Last weekend, I was only there for probably 20 minutes or so. Didn't really have the bankroll to go longer and was maybe a little more intoxicated when I got there than I thought. So lost $6.
So did you play craps?
No, craps tables were full and high limit. It's $15, I think. $15 or $20 tables. So, but they were full even. Walked by. So I ended up kind of breaking one of my own rules and just played video blackjack. And it was a 6 to 5 table, which it's one of my rules to never play 6 to 5 blackjack,
I don't know that you can find. It's pretty hard to find 3-2.
especially if you're playing video. It's all going to be 6 to 5.
So blackjack was your fallback.
That night it was. That was just the mental capacity that I had that night. So
You know, it takes no mental capacity.
roulette.
Dragon Link.
Dragon Link. Yep. I did look around for a Dragon Link, which I'm sure they have there somewhere, but I didn't find one.
Yes, you've never even played it, have you?
No, never have.
You got it. Yeah, you got to play it. I guarantee they had a whole bank of them somewhere, and I guarantee they were full if it was a Saturday night.
Actually, it was a Friday night.
Well, Friday night,
Yeah,
same deal.
weekend night, sure.
People know. People will. Yeah, you can't get on those things at the smaller casinos. They're packed.
I really wish I would have at least found one and even just watched for a while
Yeah.
on how they were rolling, but and they're in there somewhere. I just didn't find them.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Next time.
Horseshoe is definitely the biggest casino of the three.
Yeah, floor space wise, definitely big poker room, nice poker room.
I would say the only thing Ameristar's got is that little atrium is kind of cool, or that area outside the casino with the food
There's like a
places
sports bar there.
Yep.
I think, yeah.
There's a buffet.
Gotcha.
Was closed down for quite a while, but I think it is now open again.
I've hit that sports bar there many times, and it's pretty good. That was my casino trip. Got to go, not for very long, and didn't lose much, but still kind of scratched that itch a little bit, I guess, because it's been a while since I've been.
If you haven't done any gambling in a while, sometimes you got to just scratch that itch.
Feels good.
Yeah. Did you use any points for your stay when you were down there?
No, we stayed with friends. We didn't actually stay there.
So you didn't blow millions of Marriott points to program the Bellagio Fountains?
No, I did not. That would be amazing, though.
That seems like a colossal waste of points to me.
Okay, so tell the whole story before we get into this thing.
A guy redeemed millions of Marriott points for, and they have Marriott experiences or something like that, or maybe it's MGM experiences. I don't know. And the experience was you get to, well, the article I read said program the Bellagio Fountains, but I believe it was, this is what I heard from 360 Vegas podcast, and they probably know quite a bit more about it than I do. They said that you just got to pick a song.
Oh.
And then it became part of their rotation, and they did the, I thought he got to do some of the choreography and stuff, or the setup, because they talked about how he did his Christmas light display every year. Was crazy,
Oh, okay.
with all that. And I didn't really care enough to do any more research than that to find out which way was true. But basically, he got to pick a song, maybe program a little bit of the show, or have some input on the show. That will be in regular rotation. Of course, nobody else in history outside of the people working at Bellagio have been able to do this. So,
and that's why it's worth it.
And
to him, I assume.
Right, and they speculated on 360 Vegas podcast. Well, if he gets to pick the song, any song, he could pick Metallica or Chevelle.
Anything.
Chevelle would be awesome, though. They
Chevelle
make the fountains red.
Totally red. Explosions into the air, all red. Oh, that'd be sweet.
People may not know this about the Strip Talking podcast, but we do have an MGM insider.
I did not know that.
No, you did not know that either. I don't think Jeff knew that.
Probably not.
I don't even think I knew that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting that none of the people on the podcast knew that. But We got our hands on a list of other experiences that MGM is going to offer at other properties.
Okay. Okay.
And some of them are a little more reasonable.
Good. Okay. Let's see if there's any I can afford.
So, well, for just 25,000 points, you can at Park MGM, you can enforce the no smoking policy for 24 hours.
Are you allowed to change it into a pro smoking policy?
No, you just have to be the guy that tells anybody that's smoking to stop.
Gotcha. Could I pay 50 and actually let people smoke?
No,
Encourage smoking? Okay.
no, it's a no
Yeah.
smoking hotel.
All right. For some, that might be worth it.
Mandalay Bay, 60,000 points. You can clean the aquarium with the sharks in it.
Okay. Seems like maybe they would pay you to do that instead of you pay them, but
It's the experience.
it's the experience you're paying
It's
for.
a
Yeah.
Marriott / MGM experience, Jay.
It's the memories that you'll have forever unless you get eaten by a shark.
They'll probably take a picture and try and sell it to you. You know,
Right?
you with the
Right.
shark biting your leg.
Make a little album, maybe.
Yeah, a frame. I got bitten by a shark at MGM.
And it only cost me 60,000 points.
Luxor for 150,000 will let you wash all the windows.
That seems too high.
Every last one of them. Too high?
Too high. Yep.
That's a lot of windows. Per window, that's not a lot. That's pretty cheap. Points price per window.
Per window, that would be cheap. Do you think you could slide down it?
You could, stand right there next to it, and it looks like that would be fun as hell, but I think it would get a little out of control in a hurry.
It's pretty steep,
It is, yeah.
but it looks like a big slide. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the crews washing the windows?
No, not that I remember.
Yeah, it would definitely be an experience, let's say that.
It's a pretty legit job, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Special equipment and stuff.
I suppose they don't necessarily make a lot of window washing equipment for giant pyramids.
For diagonal use. Yeah, probably not.
Here's one though. Excalibur, 400,000 points. You can be a fluffer at the Thunder from Down Under show.
Now we're talking.
Behind the scenes, you can be the fluffer.
Now we're talking. Not my style, but I can see how many people would pay for that. Yeah.
My wife might go for that.
Yeah, definitely. In a heartbeat.
470,000 or 475,000 points. New York. Ride the roller coaster with no restraints.
Wait, no restrictions or no restraints?
No restraints.
No restraints.
Like no belts, no
Gotcha.
seat belts, no. Some might say you won't even be able to tell the difference because that thing is rough.
It is pretty rough. That would be an experience, though.
Yeah. I mean, it goes inverted several times. That first drop is the best drop on that roller coaster.
Yeah, I agree.
Great view. Do it at night. And if you have 500,000 points, do it with no restraints.
No restraints. I like that one.
They are super uncomfortable. So I guess.
I didn't know if it was just me being too fat or if they were uncomfortable.
They're uncomfortable.
Okay.
They're old.
Yeah, it's getting pretty old. That is true.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sure they've upgraded a little bit here and there, but
Newer roller coasters like Velocicoaster aren't even they don't have restraints. I mean, they have restraints, but they don't have like the over the shoulder seatbelt things. They just have the lap bars.
Lap bar stuff, yeah.
Which is still uncomfortable in its own way, but not nearly like the shoulder things. Remember the old Orient Express at World of Fun?
I do.
That thing was painful too.
Yes, that was an old one. It's not there anymore though, right?
No.
It was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of classic.
Oh yeah.
Kind of classic.
Many people wish it was still there.
Yeah.
It's one of the few coasters that had interlocking loops.
Yep, that's right. Super cool.
Back to the list though. MGM Grand, 600,000 points.
This better be good.
You can be David Copperfield's favorite intern for 20 seconds or maybe less, depending on how hot you are. I think that's women only, but I'm not sure.
Okay, that's that's a very specific one.
If you follow Vital Vegas on Twitter/X, he's always talking about how Copperfield seemingly gets a pass despite all these allegations against him. Sexual deviance, we'll say. Most other people would have been shut down by now, but maybe it's his name or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a big name. Was there ever been any official charges filed?
Definitely accusers. Lots
Yeah.
of accusers. And we don't mean to make light of sexual deviance.
Oh,
but
absolutely not.
at the same time, we just made a joke about it, so
Okay, so maybe we do.
maybe we do. At Aria, for 825,000 points, you can be given access to the high limit slots for 24 hours and $15 in free play. 15 whole dollars of free play.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
So like half a spin.
Yeah. 4 milliseconds worth of betting dollars in there.
Now we're getting to the good ones though.
Okay.
Million points at Cosmo, which is now part of the MGM brand for those of you that are living under a rock.
CosmoCoitus.com.
Yes. Speaking of Cosmocoitus, for 1 million points, you can add your own special sauce to Secret Pizza.
Aha. Your own special sauce.
Yes, whatever you choose.
What would you choose? I would go with sriracha.
Yeah,
That's what I'm picking.
that checks out for you. We all know what that joke is about.
Yeah, I think so. 1 million points. Okay. I'll start saving.
And for 2 million points, you can be, for a day, the official flower waterer at the Bellagio Conservatory.
Yes. That's right up Jeff's alley.
That is totally tailor-made for Jeff. He's probably whipping up some secret sauce right now just thinking about it.
Definitely is. Like with a watering can, I wonder, they should give him like his own watering can. like an old school grandma watering can.
He's probably secret sauced those flowers a few times already.
Guarantee, yes.
He goes there pretty late at night.
Yeah, more privacy. Okay, I like those.
So yeah, so if you missed out on, because I don't know that anybody knew about this Bellagio Fountains programming option.
It seems very custom made for a high value customer there.
Personally, I the fluffer one sounds kind of exciting for me.
I'm going Shark Tank.
Shark Tank?
Yeah, at the Mandalay Bay, which is a very nice aquarium there. If you've never been.
Yeah. Well, we have the Omaha Zoo. That's our problem. It kind of pales in comparison to that.
Yeah, good point. All right, I'll start saving my points.
Yes. Well, 25,000 is all it takes to be the no smoking police at Park MGM. So
I wouldn't be very good at that.
And they expect you to do your job if you pay that 25,000. So
yeah, I just wouldn't be good at that.
No half-assing it.
I'd be trying to bum one from them. It's like, hey, can I bum a smoke while you're on your way out?
That's not allowed.
No, probably not. I'd like to start a new ongoing segment here. We talk a lot about food.
We do?
Well, here and there.
We talk a lot about food.
Yeah.
A lot.
We do. If you head over to stripwalking.com, you'll notice a new part of the website, Strip Talking Podcast Food Hall of Fame.
This is something that I think we're all really excited about since we like to talk about food. We're going to each induct a food item, probably every podcast, into our Hall of Fame. It's like a specific food item, not a club sandwich.
Right. Or baklava.
Right. Like a monster burger, which is actually
Right.
going to be the honorary lifetime achievement first induction by all of us.
Dun dun. We should have a sound effect for that. Dun dun.
I think you just made the sound effect.
I think so too.
Also, I think we'll honorarily induct the chicken tender melt at Perkins.
Okay.
Tiger Woods would approve of that.
That is true.
We'll keep track of it on the website, but we'll each pick one per week or induct into our Hall of Fame an item. It can be a fast food item. It doesn't have to be. It could be a
Okay.
restaurant item. It can be something you get at the grocery store, but it needs to be fairly specific. It can't be bread.
Okay. Monster Burger is already inducted, though.
Yes, and so we won't be inducting Monster Burger and Chicken Tender Melt because they will be going in. We've already discussed them fairly at length in other podcasts.
Monster Burger's top, though, right? Like grand champion.
It's first on the list,
Okay.
whatever that means.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
And both of them are pre-2000 versions.
Correct.
Because the Hardee's still has a thick burger that's not the same at all.
It's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not the same, though.
There's still a chicken strip melt, I think they call it now at Perkins. I guarantee it's not the same.
Can't be.
I was trying to find pictures to put on the website of the older versions of these, but I ended up in a bit of a wormhole looking at old Perkins menus on eBay. Found one that I remember it pretty well. It had to be late 90s version of it that had the chicken tender melt in a picture.
Nice.
It had like a glare and there was an insert in the menu covering part of it. So I messaged the guy. I'm like, could you give me some better pictures of that page? And he sent me some better pictures.
Sweet.
So old menus is a thing, maybe based on the prices of this. He wanted like $50 for the menu. I mean, I just would have bought the menu if it was $10.
Yeah, for sure.
But all the Perkins menus from like 20, 30 years ago were not cheap at all.
Interesting.
Just a little weird, I thought.
A little bit. Like, are people that nostalgic about?
Maybe there's a subculture, old menu fans or something.
Sure, maybe there is something nostalgic about it.
When I go to eBay and see that there's menus, I'm thinking, maybe I'll just buy one.
Yeah,
it's not that cool, but it'd be kind of fun to have one. And then I looked at the prices. Nope.
No, thank you.
So I guess I can see the appeal of it.
But what are you gonna hang it on the wall? Like what I don't know what you.
Exactly. Maybe Tiger Woods is skewing the market on Perkins menus. Maybe he's driving up the prices.
Good point.
Yeah.
Driving up the prices. I see what you did there. Golf reference.
Thank you.
Okay. So do you have one to induct?
Tonight, yes. Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
You want me to start?
I do.
I have a item, and I thought everybody was into Sonic, but from the first version of this podcast, I learned that you're not.
We just don't go there often.
Sonic obviously has the drinks.
Cherry limeade.
Yeah. Cherry limeade might just get inducted at some point because that's such a classic drink.
That might be mine. You don't know.
It could be, but I doubt it.
It's not.
Because we've done this podcast once already. Are we recording? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a lesser known food item. It's the pretzel twist at Sonic that comes with dipping sauce that is cheese. The cheese is what makes this a special item. And I'm really surprised how many people aren't onto this. That's why I wanted to induct it first. People are sleeping on the Sonic. I've tried to buy this damn cheese on its own. I have not found. I mean, of course, there's people that make copycat recipes, but I just want to buy the packets because they come in sealed packets.
Okay, that's handy.
I will say about 30 to 40% of the time they forget to put the freaking packets in the bag. But
So you got to watch that. Okay, that might just be our local Sonic.
It's every Sonic. I've been to a lot of Sonics too. I've been around the block with the Sonics.
But it's a soft pretzel, cheese sauce,
and it's warm. They're pretty good about making sure it's hot or warm.
Nice.
So it melts the cheese a little bit when you dip it in there. But it's like a cheese. They call it a spread. If you haven't tried it, I think you definitely need to try it.
If I go try it and I don't feel it's Hall of Fame worthy, am I allowed to bring that up?
Yes. That doesn't take it out of the Hall of Fame, though.
Okay. All right. I accept it. I've never had it, and I will go try it because it's in the Hall of Fame.
You should take the whole family and get a poll of all of them.
Right. More opinions is what we need.
Yes.
Okay.
More arguing.
Yes. More arguing, yeah.
Perfect.
My family are generally soft pretzel lovers, so that's gonna go over well.
Yes. But like I said, it's the soft pretzel's nothing special. It's not bad. but it's the cheese.
It's the cheese. Gotcha.
100% it's the cheese.
Okay. I accept this induction, even though I have not tested it.
Occasionally, you'll get an extra cheese, or somebody doesn't eat all their cheese, or there's an extra packet. You throw that in the fridge. I'll throw that shit on crackers, on hot dogs, whatever.
It's that good.
It's that good.
I'm going to go try it. I'll probably go tonight. I'm going to go play pickleball and then go get a pretzel.
Yes, that's an excellent plan.
That's what I need to do. Work up an appetite playing pickleball.
Cherry limeade, Sonic pretzel.
Match made in heaven.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. All right, what's yours?
Okay. I'm going to go with a little bit more utilitarian item. Something that can be used in lots of situations.
Sounds really boring so far.
Maybe it is boring, but it's delicious. And that's why it deserves Hall of Fame induction. It's an item you can use for many different things, or you can just eat it on its own. King's Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So versatile, so good.
I cannot argue with that one a bit. I love me some King's Hawaiian.
I do too. Last time I was in Hawaii, didn't find him there. Is that weird?
I'm not even sure they're made in Hawaii.
I'm sure they're not.
I'm starting to think maybe they aren't.
I'm starting to think that also.
Remember Arby's used to have the roast beef with the King's Hawaiian?
I don't remember that specifically.
It was quite a few years ago. I think they brought it back even once. And that was still quite a few years ago. And spoiler alert, that might just make this list at some point. That was so freaking good.
Because it doesn't have to be current food. It can be historical.
Right, right. But yeah, when I discovered King's Hawaiian, so they've got rolls, slider buns, regular buns. I think they have both. They call it sandwich and burger buns, hot dog buns, and regular sliced bread, although that's pretty hard to find, at least around here. And it's all fantastic. You know, we've talked about how hard it is to improve a burger, or, you know, a burger is just a burger. Throw it on a King's Hawaiian bun. You'll up the taste by 30-40%.
Next level. I agree. They're soft. Could you put the cheese sauce on it from Sonic?
I think you could.
Oh, man. Now we're talking.
Maybe just a cheesy King's Hawaiian sandwich.
That'd be perfect.
The rolls are mandatory at Thanksgiving for us. You can't
Yeah.
get regular rolls now.
Same. Wonder how much of their business comes around Thanksgiving.
Not too long ago, Firehouse Subs had a pulled pork sandwich on there, which wasn't
interesting.
Too bad. Not too bad.
I made pulled pork this past weekend. I should have some at my house right now.
And did you put it on a King's Hawaiian bun?
No, but I should have.
It was 30 to 40% worse then.
That's probably right. I can go get some right now. I'm going to send the kids to get some right now.
Some buns?
Yep.
Or some pork?
No, I still got pork.
Oh yeah, you have kids that can drive.
Yeah, it's super handy. You should try it.
Just send them to get some pretzels then. Can they run one by my house too?
If they go to Sonic with my credit card, that's the worst case scenario for me.
Yes, that's an excellent choice though. I do like that choice. That's a good, that should be high up on the list. King's Hawaiian, it's really been a game changer in the bread world.
I agree. Stripwalking.com/food. See the full list. Try out anything you haven't tried.
Get to Sonic and try those pretzels. And a cherry limeade if you're not familiar with that. So our other little segment that we might start making a regular thing.
2 new segments in one show.
I know. We're getting out of control.
A little bit.
Especially since it's like 4 new segments, since this is the second time we've done this podcast. I don't remember what I think it was my girls. I was talking to them about something or telling them about something that happened in the early 2000s, and they were just giving me a blank look. And I realized they had no idea what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like just a few days ago to me, and they weren't alive when it happened. So I think maybe we need to go through, and it was a weird or odd story from the early 2000s. So I think maybe we need to have Gen Z story time where we cover some important, and I put important in air quotes, important news items of the 90s, early 2000s, maybe even the 80s.
Okay. Reminisce of a simpler time.
Yes, just educate the Gen Z population that doesn't listen to our podcast. We don't really have young listeners, so really it's just so the Gen Xers that listen to us can listen along and we can all reminisce together.
Okay, I love it.
But things like OJ, Desert Storm, MySpace, Hurricane Katrina.
What year was Hurricane Katrina?
05. Actually, I remember that well. Speaking of my anniversary, that was going on during our honeymoon in Vegas,
Interesting.
beginning of September 2005.
Wow.
Take that, people that say I don't remember my anniversary. Wait, did I just give away how old I am or how long I've been married?
A little bit, but
Damn it.
and the fact that you remember your wedding in reference to a hurricane.
Well, I'm trying to think how I could tie that into tire rebate, but I got nothing. How about remember the little girl that fell in the well in the 1980s?
Very much. Huge news story.
I remember watching that on TV. Challenger exploding, watching that at school.
That was life-changing for many.
Remember Dr. Kevorkian?
I do.
How about the Killdozer in Colorado?
That video pops up every now and then.
That is a crazy story.
Yeah.
We won't get into it because that's not our topic. What is our topic today? Did we decide?
I think the OJ trial it's hard to overlook.
Also, originally, before we called it settled on Gen Z Storytime, I wanted to call this segment Remember When. So we could use the Chevelle song called Remember When. But I imagine we couldn't secure the rights to actually use that song. So
would they want to be paid?
yes, I would
Then
think
no.
they would want to be paid.
Then no, we cannot.
Because we have 0 sponsors.
Correct. Sonic coming soon, though, maybe.
Just think if Chevelle could sponsor us. How cool would that be?
We just want to use some clips.
Yeah, if the sponsorship was just to let us use their music,
Exactly.
how awesome would that be?
We wouldn't need any monetary reward unless they just wanted to.
And Pete seems like such a good dude. Like, if we could just talk to him, he'd be like, yeah.
He probably remembers you from the concert.
He probably does. The big goofy looking dude in the middle.
Yeah. What's that old guy doing in our concert?
There are a lot of old guys, in fairness.
Yeah, I'm quite sure there were. Very much our age group, yeah.
Yeah, so you said OJ?
I don't know. That's got to be up on the list because
that's one though
just
that
the craziness of it.
A few Gen Zers might actually have heard of.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it's that one's it was during the NBA Finals, if I remember right.
That is correct.
Well, the whole saga wasn't that short, but
no,
the white Bronco police chase, I believe, was during the NBA Finals. It was June something.
And then the trial lasted forever. It was all televised. Just so weird. And really the first time that I remember, at least, like the justice system being televised or in full show like that. I don't know.
And just bizarre connections like the Robert Kardashian, one of his attorneys, was the dad of all the Kardashian, Kim and Courtney and stuff, who would later, after he died, become famous for other reasons.
Other reasons, yeah. Other reasons.
Completely unrelated to OJ.
Very unrelated, yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who was the prosecutor with the mole?
Marsha
Clark.
Marsha Clark, that's right. Yeah, that was crazy. Toughest job in the world.
She just got crucified in the media.
Definitely.
And the public opinion.
For everything. For stupid stuff. Like,
right.
She went through different hairstyles, like her wardrobe.
Yeah, I mean, not even stuff like
it was
related to the. It was, and I think she's talked or done books or.
I'm sure
just about the mental issues after going through that.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Everybody on the jury wrote books.
Judge Ito.
Judge Ito, classic.
Ito.
He should have his own reality show.
Doesn't he? He might have.
It
at some
seems like there
point.
was something. I was just Googling that.
By the way, OJ, did you see his remains got turned into jewelry by his kids or something like that?
Yeah, there was something about that, which is weird.
At first, when I saw it, I thought maybe it was like because he had a bunch of debt from, didn't he owe people from the court cases or something?
I think so.
Civil cases.
So. Right.
So I thought maybe they did that to make a little bit more money.
Interesting idea.
That wasn't the case.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting idea, though.
His kids did it.
There's got to be more to that story.
Yeah. So O.J. Simpson, kind of a Nebraska tie-in too on that. I think it was the year before that all happened, because he was a sideline reporter before all that happened for college football.
That's right.
And he had been the sideline reporter in Nebraska's bowl game, which I believe was the one they lost right before they won the national championship. They lost to Florida State. We had recorded it VHS or something like that.
Sure. No DVR back then. No streaming.
And it was just really surreal to go back and watch that and watch him being a sideline reporter. And then
sure,
like a year later, he's in jail or murderer, basically.
For murder. Yep. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. And then writes a book that says, "If I did it."
Right. Which was probably the funniest part of the whole thing. Oh, it was just soap opera.
So speaking of soap operas, let's get into Points to Ponder.
Ooh, Points to Ponder.
Formerly known as Rapid Fire Questions.
Correct. Lay out a point to ponder, please.
Best. See, this one, though, you already know the answer because this is the second time we recorded this. Best thing to put in a salad.
Yeah, valid question.
Yeah, all of these are going to be not as good because we've already discussed them.
Well, if you have that attitude, they won't. For me, although I'm fighting the urge to clarify what type of salad. Salad's a very generic term.
Best thing to put in a salad.
Croutons. For the crunch. You got to have the crunch.
That's pretty good. It's a trick question. You don't eat a salad.
Oh, come on. You don't like a nice side salad.
Eat a steak.
With the steak, yeah. Have a side salad.
Just put the salad away and eat the steak.
Caesar salad?
Steak.
It's a classic pairing.
Steak.
You can still have steak.
Fries. Steak fries. They're called steak fries, not salad fries.
Well, but the salad's like an appetizer. All right, I accept the trick question.
The correct answer is you do not eat a salad.
But if you do put croutons on it.
What is the best smelling food?
Best smelling food?
Best smelling food. But we never talk about food on this podcast.
Right. Not salad, right? That's the wrong answer.
It's not the best smelling salad, no. Best smelling food.
The first thing that comes to mind is fresh baked bread.
Oh, that is a good one. And not what you said last time.
I honestly don't remember what I said last time.
I do.
Was it pizza?
No. It's not a good choice, but that's not what you're saying. It was a weird choice. Pulled pork.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of a phone it in answer.
I didn't want to say it, but
because you're smelling the pork, smelling the smoke. But that's not going to be.
I like bread. Bread is a pretty good one.
Yeah, it is. But that's not going to be my answer. I'm going to say pizza.
Over bread?
Well, you get the bread in the pizza. The crust, that's really what you're smelling, is the fresh baked crust.
There's just something different, like, about just the bread.
Good point. It's like the buttery, yeasty smell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is going to be my answer.
Well, that's a good answer. I will accept that answer.
Okay.
Because last time I really didn't have an answer. I just said, I said, something that smells good is when somebody's grilling in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Like a block away.
It's the char that you're smelling. That is good.
And it's almost better smelling like a block away than it is right next to it.
I was literally just going to say that because up close, it's not the same.
Right.
It's like the distance filters out the impurities, and you only get the deliciousness wafting over.
Delicious charness.
Yeah, I accept that answer.
And you can smell the King's Hawaiian bun ready to accept the
Mhm.
burger when it's cooked.
When it's cooked,
You can't
all
smell it
warm
at
and
all.
delicious. Oh.
All right. You've got to get a pickleball, so we've got to get through these fast.
Okay,
Best boy band of all time.
Backstreet Boys. Don't say in sync. Don't say in sync.
New Kids on the Block.
I thought you said best one.
They're the best one. Hanging Tough.
Hanging Tough, yeah.
Hanging Tough kind of rocked
I agree.
in a boy band sort of way.
Yeah. And they were a boy band before they even before the label boy band.
Is Hanging Tough like old enough where we could play it without
Ooh,
copyright? Like what's the
like
rules on
public
that?
domain now.
Yeah, right. It's pretty freaking old.
It really is pretty old. Released in 88.
Yeah, I would have to say New Kids on the Block.
All right.
Maybe that's just because I'm old, but
They were slightly before my time as a music person, I guess. Like I would have been mid-grade school.
I was into hair bands at that point. So
Yeah.
Poison,
Gotcha.
Slaughter.
Quite the jump to New Kids.
I wasn't into New Kids.
Oh,
but that's the question.
A good point. Good point. That's fair.
Yeah, I think my sister might have had a tape or something. But
Definitely. You can make fun of her for that later.
somebody had a Nelson tape too. That might have been her also. Nelson.
It's acceptable for that era.
Jeff had a Milli Vanilli tape.
Not never acceptable.
I don't know. I didn't know him then. I'm guessing he did though. Best Foo Fighters song.
I know we're going to argue about this one. For me, it's Times Like These.
Wrong. If you asked 100 people to name a Foo Fighters song, how many of them would even name that?
If I was in those 100 people, at least one.
You'd get Learn to Fly,
Yeah, sure.
Everlong.
Don't say Everlong.
Which is the best one, by the way.
I know. I knew you were going to say it.
What else would you
It's
get?
a fine song.
It's the best song. It is. It's a beautiful song.
It is. I agree. To me, Times Like These speaks better. Speaks to me more.
I don't know what that means.
I knew you were going to say Everlong.
Yes, you did, because we've already done this podcast.
I knew you were going to say it then, too.
It's Everlong all day, and I think everyone other than Jay would agree with me. If Jeff was here,
You would get Learn to Fly in there.
Oh yeah, that would be number 2. Like if you did Family Feud style, name a Foo Fighters song, what would be the rankings? It'd be Everlong, then what? Learn to Fly? What's third?
Pretender'd probably be in there.
Yeah, probably. That's a good one.
I would hope Times Like These would be in there.
Monkey Wrench?
All My Life. It's a little bit newer.
All My Life is, yeah, I bet All My Life would be in there.
It's pretty good. Learn to Fly. Did we already say Learn to Fly?
Yeah, I think that's number 2. Learn to Fly was the one with the Mentos, right? The video.
I don't remember.
I do like Monkey Wrench, but I don't think that one was very popular.
I bet it'd be on there. They got so many good songs.
Yeah.
It's just a classic band. I have Dave Grohl's book. It's a good read. Good read.
Chevelle actually toured with Foo Fighters at one point.
I can believe that. That'd be a good matchup. Hell of a concert. That'd be sweet, actually.
Probably taught Foo Fighters a thing or two, but
Probably.
best comedy movie since 2000.
Best comedy movie since 2000. I also don't remember what my answer was last time. Anchorman?
I believe that was your answer, which is a good one. I also kicked around the idea of Super Troopers, which was early in the 2000s, 2001.
Pretty classic. Hangover.
That is, I think, what we settled on as the correct answer.
I think that's right. I think that's the right correct answer.
It really is.
It's pretty classic.
If you haven't watched it in a while and you go back and watch it, you realize how freaking good it is.
Yep, agreed.
Notice I said freaking there, not fucking.
Yeah. Yep, good job. Less beeping and edit.
Thank you.
Hangover has to be the answer. There's been a lot of good comedies, though.
Since 2000?
Yeah.
Talladega Nights was another honorable mention, I would say.
Sure. Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
Pretty
yes.
Will Ferrell heavy, but
Yeah.
that's the time frame we're in. Yeah,
Elf's Now a Christmas classic.
that's the time frame we're talking about.
Best animated show of all time.
Animated show. A lot of people. Okay. A lot of people would just off the hip answer Simpsons.
Mm-hmm. Not me.
Not me either. I'm going Family Guy.
That is correct. Peter Griffin, greatest animated character of all time.
Quagmire's good.
Yeah.
Stewie. May I give 2 honorable mentions? Is that allowed in Poits to Ponder?
Technically no, but go ahead.
Okay.
Don't say American Dad. Don't say American Dad.
No, never really was an American Dad fan. Old school Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, that's
One of the first animated comedies.
mm-hmm.
Different though. Is different. And South Park has to be in there somewhere. It's too long running, and
Yeah.
Simpsons should be too, but South Park, I'd pick South Park over Simpsons even.
I think I'd be close, but I think Family Guy is quite a bit ahead of both of them.
Definitely.
I think I should do the Peter Griffin what grinds my gears segment.
Okay.
Because I like to complain about things.
Not the worst idea. We've introduced enough segments on this episode.
Okay. We'll do that save that for another time. And the last one is best TV game show of all time.
For me, it's Jeopardy.
I think for me, it is probably Price is Right.
It's a good one. Growing up, we always watched Price is Right with, at my grandma's house, right? Where we'd go after school. So it's got a special place. Bob Barker.
The variety of games.
Yeah.
The attractive females
Mm-hmm.
for a young boy watching it.
Correct. I will say, we were scrolling through like some of the free channels on one of the streaming services, the free ones, and they had a Price is Right channel, and it was one of the super old school, like Bob Barker still had brown hair and everything, like a long time ago. Inflation really screws with that show.
Yeah.
You try to watch one from the early 80s. Yeah, it's not the same.
I think it was on Netflix. There's a documentary about a guy that figured out how to hack that.
Yeah.
Too.
I've watched, I don't know if I've watched it, but I heard about it. Yeah.
Because they only cycled through like so many number of items.
Right.
And he figured out how I don't remember all the details, but he definitely, he could nail every item to the penny.
To the pin. It was pretty sweet.
And I think he made it on a couple times, and then they banned him, or they got on to what he was doing and got pissed at him, and it's pretty entertaining to watch awesome. If you're into The Price is Right.
Pretty awesome. It is a good show, and you're right. The variety of games.
Yeah, the Plinko's classic. The hole-in-one, the putt.
Yeah, the little mountain climber guy.
Yep, that's another good
classic.
One where you just punch holes and pull the money out.
Yeah.
And they give away a new car like 2 or 3 times a show, which
unheard of.
Yeah. At the time that was like, wow.
Yeah. That was another part about watching those old ones. Some of the cars that unwrapped, is awesome. A new Ford Pinto.
All right. Well, we better get out of here so you can get to pickleball.
I better get to pickleball. This is very important. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoy your podcast, or I don't know, even if you don't, consider subscribing and giving us a rating, as many stars as possible. You can find us on all social media outlets at Strip Walking, or by visiting us at stripwalking.com, of course. Check out the new content, new Hall of Fames, and I guess we mentioned it last episode, but the new Orlando content that Mike so graciously added. Thank you all again for listening, and may all your sevens show on the come out roll.
It's pretzel time.